About 30 minutes ago, Edward Lawrence live in the Grand Tetons, Jackson, Wyoming, now has the revision number on the job claim of the past 12 months. And what is it, Edward?
This is a huge revision down, 818,000 fewer jobs. This is basically the government's overstated the amount of people in the workforce. And even when you look under this, manufacturing was down 115,000 people. So this is a revision down, a significant revision down, the largest in 15 years that we've seen. And it basically says that the government has now overstated the amount of people who are working in this workforce. It shows weakness in the job markets over the past year that we didn't realize was there, but now we know is there. So again, 818,000 overall jobs down, manufacturing down 115,000 in this. And if you just wrote construction down 45,000. So these numbers are huge numbers in revisions down. Bill?
We need perspective. You do the math, it's 68,000 per month. How significant is that?
Right. Yeah, 68,000 per month could swing. You know, what was the last jobs report? 115,000, if my memory serves me. But it could. This is a huge swing. It's a huge chunk of jobs that would no longer be in the workforce related to this. The perspective is that this economy is much weaker than they thought. The markets will look at this and they'll be able to say, hey, the consumer isn't quite as strong as we thought they were because not as many people have jobs. That means not as many people are spending money. And those consumers, it's 70% of the economy moving forward, 70% of the economy growth is related to consumer spending. Okay. And when you take some of that away, a lot of that away, that means you have fewer people spending. And it's a more realistic look right now at how the economy is performing. And more realistically, it's not performing as well on the job side as we first thought.
Okay, markets seem to be a bit neutral on the news. We'll see whether or not that changes throughout the day. Thank you, Edward. In Wyoming, Edward Lawrence.
Dana? Let's bring in Jared Polis, Democratic governor of Colorado. I mean, I imagine that it's hard as a governor to try to figure out how to plan ahead if you are getting information from the federal government that's not correct.
Well, look, you know, I think America has low unemployment right now, and in Colorado, we actually have below the national unemployment rate. You know, and I hear from companies we're having trouble attracting and retaining people. Our biggest challenge is we need more people to hire. So we've been focused on expanding the labor force, right? That's why we have initiatives in Colorado that Kamala Harris also supports nationally, like preschool and more support for childcare, her child tax credit. This will help parents be able to afford to go back into the workforce if they choose to. It could be a second parent who can re-enter the workforce sooner. It could be a single parent who's able to. But is what
Edward's saying is that those jobs aren't there necessarily?
Well, again, it's the number one issue we hear from companies. How do we find enough people to fill the jobs we have open? Yeah. I mean, you know, I have a statistic for Colorado. It'd be interesting to see it is nationally. But we have 1.6 job openings for every unemployed person. So there's more job openings than unemployed people. I think that's the same nationally. Maybe it's 1.2, 1.3. But you know, look, there's also though what we call a skills mismatch, meaning some of the people who are unemployed might need some additional training to have the jobs that they need. So how can they go back and have, it could be a 6-week, and we're not talking college degrees, but we're talking some on-the-site training. But the jobs are there. Our economy is strong. The question is, how do we make sure the people that are looking for work have the skills they need to get those good jobs?
A couple things here. I'm going to roll this clip from J.D. Vance. It comes up a little bit here, that just how expensive life has gotten in America. Here's Vance on that from earlier.
Prices are up 20% thanks to the policies of Kamala Harris. And she stands there and says on day one, she's going to make groceries more affordable. Well, day one, Kamala, was 1,300 days ago, and you haven't done anything.
His point's well taken. I mean, there's no issues on our website. They're even listed, and we're 31 days in. You sound to me like you're bullish on economic policy. You were telling CNN yesterday that you want more pro-growth policy. What would you do?
Well, look, I think it starts with more money in people's pockets, how people could hold on to more of their hard-earned money. So when Kamala Harris leans into, for example, a child tax credit, the middle-class tax cuts, delivering more tax relief for middle-class families so they can hold on to more of their hard-earned money, of course reducing inflation. And, I mean, look at the policy differences, right? Donald Trump, 10% tariff on every product imported. Now he says 20%. That raises prices. It's back to school time. I have a 12-year-old and 10-year-old. Imagine inflation. Every item we're buying at Target costing 10%, 20% more. That's money out of families' pockets. So Kamala Harris's policies are really focused about how do we get more money into the pocket.
She wants to bring more money into the government.
Well, no, I think it's about who and how, right? She's talked about decreasing taxes for middle class, for working families.
She's talking corporate tax rate taken from 21 to 28%.
Right. Well, look,
going to help?
It's not about more government and more taxes. In fact, it's less government and less taxes. It's about who pays and how they pay, right? So she's saying we ought to have a tax code that focuses on reducing taxes on middle-class Americans, on everyday American families. Whether you're earning $50,000 or $150,000, you ought to be able to hold on to more of your hard-earned money. That's what that child tax credit's all about. That's what retaining and expanding the middle-class tax cuts are about. Of course, you need to pay for those, right? And she's saying, let's make sure that we close down loopholes. Some big corporations pay 0%, 1%, 2% in.
Well, that's what you wanted
taxes,
to do in Colorado, right? Like you want businesses and people to come to Colorado.
And we have. So we've done this. So we've reduced our income tax 3 times since I've been governor, and we've closed a number of loopholes that had preferences in the tax code for this or that. So
that's not what she's talking about, though.
Well, she is, right? She's talking about making sure that companies that are paying 1%, 0%, we can close those loopholes and pass the savings along to reduce taxes for the middle class. The child tax credit, reducing child tax poverty, reducing childhood poverty.
Well, I mean, J.D. Vance, he's for the same thing. On child tax credit?
Well, we'd welcome his support. I know our Senator Michael Bennet is proposing child tax credit nationally. We have one in Colorado, by the way. They'd welcome the support of J.D. Vance. This has long had bipartisan support, and he's welcome to join the party.
I want to get your last comment. Wall Street Journal, number 4. Harris plan to lower your wages. This goes exactly to what you're talking about here. Ms. Harris pitches her 28% rate as merely punishing big companies, but economists of all stripes agree that U.S. workers pay for higher corporate taxes in lower wages, and I would argue also in higher prices because it's passed on to them. Last comment.
Well, I disagree with the frame. She's not trying to punish big companies. I think Democrats and Kamala Harris, we love big, small, you name it. I mean, companies that are providing valuable services to the American people should be able to succeed. Originally, Kamala Harris's position before had been let the Trump tax cuts expire. She's showing coming to the center and moderation. She's now saying let's keep some of those tax cuts and actually double down and expand them for the middle class. If the tax cuts expired for corporations, it would go to 34%. Years ago, she had said she's for that. She's now really come to the center, pro-growth. She said, you know what? We're going to keep some of those tax cuts, and we're going to double down and do more for middle class.
Hey, you've given us more detail than she has.
Well, I got it from her website, so those are her points, and we're just talking about them here. Absolutely.
We'll see if we can
her economic
find it.
plan from last week.
I was checking it this morning and couldn't find it.
Her economic plan from last week.
Thank you for being here.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Okay.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.